Hey, what's going on, Luke here? For today's video, we're going to be going over Rugby League Live 4 and why it might be better than Rugby League Live 3. Now, I'm not setting this in stone. This is just my opinion. I'm going to do another video as well talking about 5 reasons why Rugby League Live 3 is better than Rugby League Live 4. But for today's video, we're going to be talking about Rugby League Live 4 and we're going to be going over 5 reasons why it's better than Rugby League Live 3. Now, I feel like this might be a controversial topic because a lot of people think Rugby League Live 4 is shit. I was one of them at the start, and the more I've played it, the more I've come to appreciate it, especially as years have gone by. I mean, this game came out years and years and years ago. Go and play the default rosters. They are so old. That kind of puts in perspective how old this game actually is. And I feel like the game somewhat holds up. Obviously, we're dying out for Rugby League Live 5, but in the meantime, I've been playing a lot of Rugby League Live 4. Yes, there are a lot of glitches, but overall, I still think it's a fairly solid game. Now, the problem was, it wasn't a solid game when it first came out, so a lot of people played it then, and they weren't going back. So, they did do a patch which did fix a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of things that should have been fixed, but it didn't happen. But I'm not going to be going over all of the faults for Rugby League Live 4. I'll save that for my Rugby League Live 3 video on why it's better. Anyways, we're not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get into this list, and the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the fact that the graphics are much better in Rugby League Live 4 than they are in Rugby League Live 3. Now, I know a lot of the times we look at graphics and we automatically associate it with what do the player faces look like. Now, yes, that is a big thing, but for not only Rugby League Live 3, but Rugby League Live 4, and even just the games in general, there's a few players here and there who look pretty good when the game first comes out, but it's up to the fan hub to actually go ahead and change things. Now, the fan hub really helps. Obviously, it came into Rugby League Live 3. I will talk about that when I get to Rugby League Live 3, but just in terms of the fan hub and the graphics, everything looks so much better on Rugby League Live 4. Go back and play Rugby League Live 3, and you can definitely tell it's an older game. Now, I will say some of the cameras and stuff in Rugby League Live 3 were a lot better. But just in terms of the actual graphics itself, I feel like the player models look so much better. Rugby League Live 3, they look super, I don't know, shiny. They look very shiny. They look super unrealistic. Whereas on Rugby League Live 4, there are a lot of players who actually look genuinely good. A lot of the ones done from the fan hub look genuinely good. And look, I just think it looks better overall. Just the presentation, just everything in general looks really nice on Rugby League Live 4. Now, I don't know if people are going to agree with that because a lot of people like to compare them to, say, FIFA, but I'm not comparing it to FIFA, I'm not comparing it to NBA, I'm comparing it straight up to Rugby League Live 3. So, I'm going Rugby League Live 3 graphics up against Rugby League Live 4, and I do think Rugby League Live 4 has the better graphics. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is the plays that are in the game. Now, Rugby League Live 3 didn't have them in general. I do like the plays in Rugby League Live 4. Obviously, there's a couple of plays there, and if you sort of look at the diagrams, you're like, I don't really understand it. There's sort of a crossover one. I pretty much just use a couple of them, but I do like the fact that it's an option, and I have seen people who take advantage of it fully. And also, I just like the game in general. They do run plays, and that's without me calling for it. Now, sometimes I get into the corner, and I see a set play, and I'm like, boom, we're on here. We are definitely on. This is a great play. Obviously, things don't always go to plan, but just the fact that there are plays in there, and you can see them running the line. Yesterday, I scored a beauty of a try. In fact, I'm going to chuck it into the video now. Look at this one and tell me this doesn't look nice. So much field position, but absolutely nothing happening. Nothing happening until now. Jordan Ricky, pretty boy Ricky, goes for that corner and scores. Let's go. Nice little line run. I saw it happen. I thought, there's no way this actually comes off. And it did. We took an Alex Johnson, went for the corner, pinned the ears back. There we go, we have a lead. So you can see that was pretty amped, but that was a really nice try. And it was a very realistic try. Now in Rugby League Live 3, a lot of the times you were just passing it across field, passing it willy-nilly, and you end up with a line break. No real sort of good set plays or anything. Obviously every now and again you probably would, but I'm just glad that there are some plays in Rugby League Live 4, and it does look somewhat realistic. Doesn't always come off, and a lot of times you can read the computer doing it. There's that inside-out ball where they end up getting it to the fullback that you can see coming from a mile away. But yeah, look, I do like the plays in general. Now the third thing that we're going to be talking about is the difficulty. Now, this might be a thing you look at and you're like, why is it a good thing that you lose? Well, basically on Rugby League Live 3, within a month or two, you literally could not lose. There were times when I was doing career mode videos where I was purposely having to play like shit or have to lose a game purely just so I didn't win absolutely every game. Basically, at the end of Rugby League Live 3, if you watch the channel over years, if you talk to anybody who's played Rugby League Live 3 at all, if you've played it for like a month, you don't lose. You just get it out to the wingers. I used to score for fun with Kevin Nagwama. Kevin friggin' Nagwama. I even did a series where I was playing against some of the worst rated players, and I was taking on 99 rated players, and I actually even got the win. So I think it says a lot about the difficulty in Rugby League Live 3. Now, Rugby League Live 4 might be sort of on the opposite spectrum in the sense that it is very hard. A lot of people picked up this game and they did struggle with it, but as someone who did play a fair bit of it, I now appreciate it years and years on because I can still jump on Rugby League Live 4, and if you've been watching recently, you can attest to this, but I just can't come on and just win straight away. There actually is a rhyme or reason. I'm not even playing on the hardest difficulty. At times I have, at times I haven't, and I can still win some, I can lose some. It's a bit of a toss-up. It does also play a part which team I play with. If I play with a shit team, I'm probably going to lose compared to a good team. So in that aspect, I do really like the difficulties. Like I said, it would be nice if there was I don't know, a little bit more consistency. One game I can come out and beat a team by 30. The next one, everything's getting knocked down and the other team's busting through every tackle. But at the same time, it's much better than Rugby League Live 3. I can nearly guarantee that I can jump on... Okay, I don't want to guarantee it, but I feel like I could jump on Rugby League Live 3 right now and I could win on probably the hardest difficulty. I could probably get a win or at least it'd be competitive, and that's without even playing it for a long, long time. Now, I've actually done videos on that, and I can't remember if I won or not, but there definitely were times where I did win. So, look, Rugby League Live 3 was way too easy. Rugby League Live 4, I think they sort of hit the mark with that one. Alrighty, now we're moving on to number 4 and 5 of this list, and I might be scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one, but I'm going to be talking for number 4 about side steps. Now, you might be thinking, what's so good about the side steps? In fact, they're probably overpowered. They're super overpowered. Even the shoulder bar, that's going to be number 5. But for number 4, the side step, it is something that is super overpowered. But if you played any of the previous ones, I'm not even just talking about Rugby League Live 3, Rugby League Live 2, Rugby League Live, Rugby League 2, Rugby League 1, any of them, the side step doesn't look fluid at all. It doesn't look like anything. It would always be some super slow animation where a player would completely fall on their ass, they'd be going, oh, and they'd like just run straight through them. But it didn't look good. It looked like shit. In fact, a lot of the times, if you did a step that looked actually nice in terms of Rugby League Live 3, it wasn't even a step at all. It'd just be you changing direction. It wasn't a step. It wasn't anything that you were trying to do that's like an actual animation for a step anyways. Whereas I feel like on Rugby League Live 4, when you get stepped, it's always not one motion. You don't lose pace. You just keep going through. How many times in an actual Rugby League game do you see someone make a step and just lose all of their acceleration, all of their pace? Usually it just happens and done. That's it. Look at all the classic steps. Now imagine that from Rugby League Live 3 where, I don't know, Brad Fittler's taking it to the line. He puts on a step and then he does like this weird-ass shimmy where he's like... and then just completely stops essentially, and then another player just comes over and makes a tackle. That's basically what was happening in the previous games. Rugby League Live 4, I think they really nailed it. Now obviously, like I said, it is overpowered, and a lot of the times the computer just runs straight through you, online they just run straight through you, and everything that I'm saying I can pretty much say about number 5, which is the shoulder barge. It is also another one. I feel like in previous games they haven't been bad, but this is one that I do think they've got right as well. In Rugby League Live 3 and Rugby League Live 2, I believe the shoulder barge, I think in 3, they would absolutely launch him, which looks cool, but just isn't realistic. Whereas Rugby League Live 2, I believe they would absolutely launch him with a shoulder charge, basically, and then they'd just lay on the ground, and your player would completely stop. Whereas Rugby League Live 4, they just barge through, the player sort of falls off, and you just keep running. So this is what I like. There's a lot of fluidity. It's probably the best way to put it. It's probably the best way to describe Rugby League Live 4 in general. It is quite fluid. When things go well, this game is amazing. Obviously, when things don't go well, it plays like shit, let's be honest. But in terms of it up against Rugby League Live 3, I feel like there's a general consensus that Rugby League Live 3 is the best game compared to Rugby League Live 4. But after playing this one for so long, and then when I go back and play Rugby League Live 3, I don't think it's as clear-cut as what people say. Anyways, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Rugby League Live 4? Do you think it's a good game? Do you think it's better than the previous ones? Specifically, do you think it's better than Rugby League Live 3? I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who agree, a lot of people who disagree, but I'm keen to hear what you have to say. Maybe I've missed something. Let me know if there's something from Rugby League Live 4 that I missed. I mean, I couldn't really talk about career mode, because career mode is basically the same, maybe even a worse version of Rugby League Live 3. Fan Hub was brought in on Rugby League Live 3, same as being a pro and that sort of stuff. A lot of things were introduced in Rugby League Live 3, and they didn't really improve on it in Rugby League Live 4, but hopefully we don't say the same about Rugby League Live 5 when it comes out, because we know it's definitely coming out. So hopefully a lot of the things that they did get right in Rugby League Live 4, they then take from that and they improve upon them. But anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm going to end this one. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also make sure to use the notification bell. I know a lot of people have been saying that the notification bell isn't working. Maybe just sort of unclick it and then click back on it or something. I don't know, but yeah, definitely use the notification bell. Don't miss my videos. Don't rely on the sub boxes. Also, go ahead and give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke on YT for the most part. My Facebook's Mr. Luke, but everything else, including Snapchat, including TikTok, is Mr. Luke on YT. My Twitch is Mr. Luke Streams. Been streaming there a little bit. Been streaming both on YouTube and Twitch. So pick your poison, take your pick, which one you want to use. I'm streaming on both of them. Anyways, that's how I'm going to end this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Stay tuned for more content on the channel. Got a reverse one of this coming out next week. Got some more Rugby League Live 4 content in the meantime. Maybe even might rank some halfbacks as well. So this could be a fun couple of days, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you for the next one. See yous!